National Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi has defended the proposed sale of 15% stake in Safaricom to Vodacom, arguing that growing pressure on public finances has created the need to mobilize alternative funding for priority expenditure without increasing public debts. Mbadi says that relying on dividends enterprises the government has a stake in is no longer sufficient given competing demands for infrastructure financing. Trevor Ng'endo has this detailed reports.
Was there openness? Did we give these other shareholders information?
How do you secure, how can we reinvest this money so that it will go to the purpose intended?
Are we diversifying this particular investment? And then we have the money sitting in our bank accounts, not absorbed for the next 1 or 2 years.
This money is going to be used exclusively to set up a seed capital national infrastructure fund.
Under the proposal to sell 15% of its stake in Safaricom to strategic investor Vodacom, the government targets to raise 204.3 billion shillings. After the transaction, the government would retain a 20% shareholding and 2 seats on Safaricom's board, which the National Treasury says will safeguard national...
There's a reason why we are going to the market to raise funds, and that reason is to send up a national infrastructure fund. As a government, we are projecting that we want to raise about 500 to 600 billion as seed capital.
Mbadi says Vodacom, which already holds a 40% stake in Safaricom, was the preferred strategic investor due to its long-standing partnership with the company, which means less disruptions. As part of the transaction, Vodacom has made several commitments aimed at protecting local interests, including a pledge of no acquisition-related redundancies for at least 3 years, retention of Kenyan leadership through a Kenyan chairperson and independent directors, and continued support for the Safaricom Foundation social and community programs.
They will control the elections, they'll control security, they'll control everything. Have we sat down to really think twice about selling Safaricom?
Ownership or shareholder ownership does not apply when it comes to security, data protection and all that. It is our laws.
According to the National Treasury, the final negotiated price of 34 shillings per share represents a 17% premium over the prevailing market price, valuing Safaricom at 1.158 trillion shillings.
We decided to retain 20% strategically, but that does not mean that tomorrow, if we see the need, and I want to put it very clear, so that when it comes again another time that we are offloading more shares, Kenya should not come up and say that we said we were only offloading 15. 15% is what we are offloading now. That is what we are divesting now. But a decision can be taken again in future by this government or any other government.
The proceeds from the sale are expected to support priority infrastructure projects as the government seeks to reduce borrowing. With key agencies weighing in, the final outcome now rests with Parliament, whose decision will determine the state's stake in the telecoms giant. Trevor Ng'endo for Prime Edition in Kiambu County.